addressed the apparition, the boy had laughed, scorn and disbelief mingling in his ringing voice. "Why?" Reza had asked the creature desperately. "Why won't you let him see you?" In response, the thing had grown teeth. Row after row of them, crowded together in a sickening grin. "He chooses not to see," it said. Reza worried that the boy would report his master's clandestine activities to his father, who would then alert the Orthodox functionaries at the palace, who in turn would have him imprisoned for sorcery. But his apprentice had said nothing, and continued to return day after day for his lessons. It was only the lethargy of his service and the contempt in his voice that told Reza he had lost the boy's respect. "The ink has dried on the pages I wrote yesterday," Reza said when his apprentice returned with his pens and ink. "They're ready for preservation. Have you mixed more varnish?" The boy looked up at him, color draining from his face. "I can't," he said, surliness evaporating. "Please, it's too awful. I don't want to." "Very well," said Reza with a sigh. "I'll do it myself. You can go." The boy bolted for the door. Reza sat down at his table, pulling a large stone bowl toward himself. The work would distract him until evening arrived. Into the bowl, he poured a portion of the precious mastic resin that had been simmering over a charcoal brazier since early morning. He added several drops of black oil from the seed of the nigella and stirred to keep the liquid from hardening. When he was satisfied with the consistency of the mixture, he gingerly lifted the linen veil from an unassuming metal pot sitting at one end of the work table. A scent filled the room, sharp, alarming, viscerally female. Reza thought of his wife, alive and blooming, and big with the child that had died with her. This scent had permeated the linens of their bed before Reza ordered his servants to carry it away and burn it. For a moment, he felt lost. Forcing himself to be impassive, he separated what he needed from the viscous mess and, lifting it with metal tongs, dropped it unceremoniously into the cooling bowl of varnish. He counted out several minutes on his knuckles before looking in the bowl again. The varnish had turned as clear and glistening as honey. Reza carefully laid out the pages he had transcribed during the creature's last visit. He wrote in Arabic, not Persian, hoping that this precaution would prevent his work from being misused should it fall into the hands of the uneducated and uninitiated. The manuscript was thus a double translation, first into Persian from the voiceless language in which the creature spoke, which fell on Reza's ears like the night echoes of childhood, when sleep was preceded by that solitary, fearful journey between waking and dreaming. Then from Persian into Arabic, the language of Reza's education, as mathematical and efficient as the creature's speech was diffuse. The result was perplexing. The stories were there, rendered as well as Reza could manage, but something had been lost. When the creature spoke, Reza would drift into a kind of trance, watching strange shapes amplify themselves again and again until they resembled mountains, coastlines, the pattern of frost on glass. In these moments, he felt sure he had accomplished his desire, and the sum of knowledge was within his reach. But as soon as the stories were fixed on paper, they shifted. It was as if the characters themselves, the princess,